Well, hope y'all are doing well this evening. Huh. Wait. Oh, oh, that's right. 2020 is still on fire. Let's just celebrate that with a nice little bit of a crate opening here. Oh, never mind. Just kidding. We ain't doing that anymore. Alright, so welcome back, everybody. Today, I actually wanted to take a look through all of these lovely crates here, because if you don't know, recently, I think it's called the Amusement Park update, or season, just ended. Well, I mean, it probably ended a couple of weeks ago, but who's keeping track of time? But during that season, if you actually had the Battle Pass, I think you might have gotten a few of these if you were not on the Battle Pass. Don't quote me on that. But we have saved up pretty much all of the containers that we've acquired during that time, and I kind of wanted just to open them up, see what we can get, put it on a spreadsheet, and just kind of visualize, the stuff that you could have gotten if you paid the $10 for the season, as well as I believe the stuff that you can get from the containers. If I remember correctly, yep, you actually do get a crate for your weekly missions. So this could be useful for those that are, trying to grind it out, see what's good, but let's go ahead and take a gander. So first things first, we're going to start with the Day Creator's Container. Now, of course, we're not going to be re-rolling or doing anything fancy like that. We're just going purely for the rough stuff and really nothing else. And for those of you who don't know, this is currently the list of items that you can acquire in this crate. So pause to look to see what you like, and let's go ahead and see what we get. Oh boy, here. So apparently you can choose as to which one you want. Interesting. I didn't even know you could try that. So you can use it to acquire various parts. I guess we'll just go for the parts that we'll go for that. Oh, no, wait. Do you actually get all three? Oh, interesting. I didn't even realize you could get 3 parts. Oh, interesting. Yeah, you do. Okay. All right, then. Let's go ahead and add those into the set, then. I guess I wasn't really reading the crates correctly. Yeah, you actually get 3 items per. Okay, well, that's a lot more generous than I thought it would be. I thought it was just only going to be 1 item at a time, but all right. Sweet. 3 at a time. I'll take it. Let me just quickly add that to the spreadsheet, and we'll get on our way. All right, this is the number 2. Okay, at least with the things like here, we're actually getting a consistent amount of different items. We're not just getting the same thing over and over and over, so that's kind of cool. Dun. Alright, let's see what we got here. Yeah, no, they're doing a great job at keeping these things varied. It used to be like these, what was that crate called? It was like the one that you used to get all the time that cost like a little bit of scrap. That was never worth it during like the beta of this game. That would always give you like the same 2 items. It was always like tires or a radio. So yeah, this is cool. They kind of changed it up here. Oh, I guess I just kind of added in a lot more. Alright, next one. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, we actually got a blue one here. Not too bad. Looks like we finally managed to get ourselves a little bit better. Although to be fair, if I was a person who was trying to grind these out, it would take a long time. And it looks like we actually got ourselves our first repeat item here, the stop sign. Okay, so you can't get repeats. Alright, then next one. Oh wow, this is actually a really lucky crate to get 3 commons at the exact same, or 3 rares and then a special. Like, alright, I'll take that. Not too shabby. I love how the scrap heap here weighs 11 tons too. As if that's going to actually matter. It's like, oh no, if you accidentally put like 700 metric tons in a single area, the game will create a black hole and immediately cancel your game. But alright, cool. Thank you for that, my duderinos. Next crate. Can we follow it up? Nope. Okay, well, still at least we got another rare here. Although I think, did we already get this one here? No, this is the wide ramp, not the steep ramp here. Okay, so technically not a repeat. Alright, next one. Come on, baby. Let's get all those rare stuff in here. Alright, I'll take it. To be fair, I actually wanted to try just stacking nothing but red barrels to see if the map would just kind of like, explode at some point. On to the next crate. Beautiful. Look at that. We get another repeat of the concrete ramp here. And I don't think we had the other ones here. Yeah, because we had a fencing, but it was something different. I don't know what the difference is, but you know what? Who the truck cares? Oh god, and I knew I accidentally just spelled destructible wrong. I spelled it with an A instead of an I. Oh, whatever, who cares? I know someone with the OCD in there is going to be immediately triggered by that. The fact that I've pointed out too. You know what? I'm not even going to change it. We're going to leave it there. We're going to be proud of our spelling mistakes and the fact that we have probably Preston forehead from being dropped on the ground as a child. Dun dun dun. Hey, I'll take it. Hey, although we're getting the same thing as a wide ramp again. Although to be fair, I think at some point, if we get enough of these ramps, we could probably just make constant donuts. And honestly, that wouldn't be that bad of an idea. Bum bada bum. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, okay. The concrete wall. Do we already have that? I know we had some type of wall with slots and things like that, but I don't think we had a concrete wall. So okay, still getting that uniques. Bum bada bum. God, I'm probably gonna actually run out of storage space. I have so many crates here. Although we'll see. A canopy again, absolutely beautiful. All right, apparently we actually got a variation of the torch too, because apparently there's a variety of them. But all right, cool. Dun dun. Ooh, okay, this is a good one. A second scavenger barricade. Although to be fair, I think there's only a few of those specials, so the fact we're consistently getting them is pretty nice. Although technically this is something different, because we got the scrap heap last time. Now this is just a barricade. Bum bada bum. What do we get now? Okay. Small stack of pallets. Damn, son. We're gonna be absolutely palleted up to the ungodliest degree. Who doesn't desire this? Like, who doesn't wake up in the morning and think, Jesus Christ, why do I not have an obscene amount of pallets in the corner of my base? Like, that would perfectly round it out, but for whatever reason, the gods just deemed it not to be in the cards for y'all. You know what I mean? Maybe we just need to, like, go there to Tarjum's headquarters all the way over there in Russia and just see what happens, you know? Maybe we can get them to actually fully give us all of these stack of small pallets. Like, amazing. Please don't do that. I guarantee you, someone's gonna misconstrue that and actually start going down there. Please don't ban me, man. I swear it's just a joke, man. Just a yoke. Just a yoke. Beautiful. It's going good so far. This spreadsheet's already getting massive. Oh god. It's gonna be beautiful though in the end when we get all the data on those lines and you're all gonna see it. It's just gonna be like, oh, friggin' amazing. Next crate. Let's see what we get here. Yes, come on. Nice. Okay. I'll say, what if we can just like coat our entire base in scavenger scrap heaps here? Just see if we can absolutely destroy my FPS. Boop. Alright, let's start again. Dun dun dun. Corner barricade of bags. Absolutely fantastic. Beautiful. Next crate. And the final one here, and oof. Kind of a letdown here. So this is kind of what we're working with so far. You can go ahead and pause and take a look at yourself at your own leisure. But I think we'll actually wait until to do all the grass until the very end, and then you guys can have access to the spreadsheet yourself to mess around with. But so far, you know, actually a pretty wide, diverse amount of items, considering all the containers. I feel like they would have gone way more skimpy a couple of years ago, so this is honestly kind of nice to see. But all right, next thing we're going to do though, let's go on to these lovely builders containers, which I think at base have a very minimal chance of getting these blue items. We can actually get some pretty high tier stuff, so let's see what we can get. We just gotta try. Hey. Alright, so I still get a little bit of the comments here, but nothing too bad. Alright. We still got another 24 here. Actually, I think this is even more than the last one, so we're actually gonna get a crikey ton of oxygen, yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's what I like to see. Give me everything. Alright. I'll take it all. It's not too bad though. I actually do like this nice diverse selection here. I mean, at this point, if we're given a large enough player, you could potentially like reasonably make like a very nice looking base, or even just like a straight up map. Oh god, if they had like a map creation tool, the amount of maps people would make would go absolutely bonkers. Nice. Da. Oh, look at that. Yeah, beautiful. Look at that. Straight off the press here with the absolutely beautiful auto catapult. Honestly, I would love to see this kind of like chained together to see if it would go Mach 10 speed. Honestly, that would be amazing to see. But nice, that's our first legendary there. Beautiful. Nice, let's keep us on the roll. Come on, baby, let's get another one in here. Let me be greedy. Oof. Okay, I'll take, you know, a couple of rares, though. Nice. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Oof, that's unlucky. That's just a lot of those common parts. Disgusting. Ooh, oh, look at that. All special tier. Nice, and all stuff we haven't seen before, too. Okay. And it's actually great, too, that they did make it so you can actually purchase these things as well, so people are not, like, incentivized or abused through this RNG mechanic to purchase stuff like that. Although, to be fair, I guess you're still paying an arm and a leg for other stuff, but alright, alright. Yoink. Yeah, nice. Our first epic one here, too. It's strange how we got a legendary before we got an epic, but alright. Tank, I'll take it. Noise. Alright, let's see what we got now. Okay, okay. I could take that. I could take that. Next. Okay. Dang, some. Ooh, yeah. They know what I like. They know I love that beautiful stuff. Man, I really needed to, like, process code or something like this to make this actually all streamlined. Holy shit. It's gonna take me ages. Come on, let's get that last legendary there. I just need that one last one here, and we're actually, like, fully kitted out then. Alright. Consume, my ally. Consume. Oof, really punching me in the dick with this one. Alright. Although I actually want to see, how tall is this bad boy? Holy shit, what? See, this thing is so huge, I can't even fit it on my screen. What? Oh my god, that thing's absolutely humongous. Oh. Alright, I'll take that. Gucci gang. Yoink. Let's get another container going, boy. Ooh, okay. Now they're giving me the crap rolls here. They do have one too much. They cannot allow me to get anymore. Alright, yoink. Let me see. I'll take that. As long as we can just get all the good stuff here. It's the third ramp of the horseman. We're going to have 17 of these in the end. Jesus Christ. Alright, whatever. They want us to make a DMX course. We can do that. You know, I think in the end here, we're just going to have to end up doing this at, like, Mach 10 speed. I'm going to, like, cut out all the pauses and just do it, like, 2 times speed. And be like, yeah, go ahead. Slow it down if you actually want to see it yourself. But, we ain't gonna sit here and watch this. Yoink. Dang, they really don't want to give you that last legendary. It's, like, only one more that you need. And then beyond that, it's, like, nothing else in here. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Nice. Alright, look at that. I think now we actually got all of the aiming trucks. Although, to be fair, you can only hold 5 training targets at a time. And you already are given, like, the base 5 to begin with. So I'm not quite sure what having the extra trucks are for, but alright, cool, I guess. You know, honestly, I think I'm actually going to get rid of this column that's number of acquired and just make it an individual list of every single item. Because at least that way, then, I can actually plug it into a sheet correctly. Oh god, now I just made myself more work. Doink, doink, doink. Hey, alright. Look at that, getting our first repeat in the same crate. Nice. Nice. Look at that. Twice in a row, but too bad I already have like 1,700 of these items. And the last crate. Hey, they knew it. And of course it's the same thing we already have, but alright. I guess we'll just have the world's biggest auto catapult selection available. Hey there, so I've actually gone back here and made a bunch of graphs here, so we'll go ahead and take a look at them. We have a couple of graphs for each kind of rarity here, from white containers to blue containers to epic containers, and then we have an aggregate of all the stuff here. So let's just go over it real quickly. So when it comes to the initial white day course container, we have an interesting kind of distribution here. Now, I want to say this actually had the smallest pool of available items, so I guess that could make sense as to why we see so many repeating items, especially considering that the majority of them were common items, so that pool of drawing upon maybe 20 or 30 items. So when you're dealing with, 30, 40 containers, you're bound to get a lot of repeats. And as you can see here, we have about half of the items here are actually repeats over just standard items, which is kind of interesting. What I also found interesting is that there's actually a pretty healthy amount of special and rare items in the common containers. If you know anything about Crossout, those old containers you used to get that had, a chance of getting a rare or blue item from those basic, I don't even know what it was called, like do-it-yourself containers that you used to be able to craft. Those bad boys had some abysmal drop rates, and it actually cost a pretty decent penny too. So this is actually kind of nice to see. We got 70% common, 24.6% rare, and 5.3% special. You guys can take a look at this at yourself. I'll have probably a copy of it linked down below so you guys can go ahead and mess around with the data yourself, especially if you want to like run some statistical analysis on it, because I would actually like to run some statistical analysis to see if there's actually a relationship between the name of the item and whether or not it dropped, because it seems that some items actually dropped way more than they should just based on their rarity, but I guess we'll have to see. Next, we got the type of object here. Destructible object, of course, dominated because all common items are pretty much destructible objects, such as the stop sign, torches, barrels, pretty much everything. With decorations kind of getting up there too, probably mostly attributed to all of the rares here. As you can see, the 16 rares is roughly comparative to the 60% of the decorations here. And then we have a little bit of the building and angled blocks here. My guess is the reason why these are not showing up nearly as often as they should is probably because these are actually craftable items. So they probably actually lower the drop chance for each individual item, depending on whether or not it's craftable, just so people don't get peeved off. It's like, oh, why did you make me, get 1,000 of these items that I can craft for a nickel? But all right. Next, we're moving on to the blue containers, and this one had a strange instance where fewer of the items are actually repeats, but the items that did repeat actually repeated quite often. I mean, look at this. This engineer's container repeated 4 times. This ramp of the horseman repeated 4 times. Just random stuff like that kept on repeating a lot. But with this one, as you can see, it was 45% rare compared to the 70% common here. So you definitely get a lot more of rares in this one. There was a lot more specials too. And even with quite a few legendaries and epic drops too, even for blue containers, I wouldn't expect epics and legendaries to drop very frequently. But the fact that we got 2 legendaries and 6 epics from 30 containers is actually pretty dang sick. Now, of course, it's, 90 drops. But still, that's actually pretty interesting that we actually got this much. Because if you know anything about crates and RNG things, like if you look at Overwatch, their statistics for legendary drops from their containers is like in the sub 1% category. And even then, the majority of those are like coins that you get. So not even really that high. So this is actually pretty dang high for this game. And there's a lot more specials here too. That's kind of nice. Overall, though, the vast majority of them were decorations, which makes sense. If you look at all of these special and rare tier items, they were things like walls or scrap heaps or various items that you really couldn't mess with, so I guess it makes sense that they'd be decorations and not really destructible. Although I guess if they could make them destructible, they would just require a lot of time coding. But we still got a few destructible objects and quite a few amusement rides here. My guess is that probably comes through the epic and legendary versions that are the things that are like the auto catapult and the various buses. And then we still had somehow these common items show up, these angled blocks again. But alright. Next down here to the epic, I will just say that we do have very few data points here, so it's going to be kind of hard to actually see what comes up in huge abundance. But you can see here we still got a fairly nice distribution, which makes sense. There's like 30 or 40 items here, and we only have like 4 crates. You're bound to pretty much only get 1, although we still managed to get, again, the ramp of the horseman, way more than we should have, and we got a freaking concrete ramp, a common item, in a epic tier container that you're only going to get very, very few of. So this just seems odd, but alright, cool. Next, of rarity here, of course we're going to have legendary and epics overrepresented here, which makes sense. These are the epic containers. But to be fair, the fact that common still has 8% of the overall space here is ridiculous. I would like to actually try this with a larger sample size just to see what the true numbers are. But if that common was even up there in like near 10%, I'd be kind of insulted. And of course, rare is still dominating here, along with special. But, okay. What we got here mostly decorations, as you'd expect. These are larger objects, so most of them are going to be decorations. But we do have quite a few amusement ride objects, such as those that can be shot, so that's kind of nice. And of course, the angled block, again. But looking at the overall data across all of these crates and all these various RNG stats, we notice that we actually have quite a few items here that are overrepresented many, many, many times. Most of them of the rare and common variety, which I guess makes sense. Although, strangely enough, we have Ramp of the Horsemen and these small walls really represented quite heavily throughout a lot of these. Although, to be fair, I think we also had, what was it, the Auto Catapult? That was really represented quite a lot too. We got, what, 2 or 3 of those? Which was kind of funny considering that we can only have, I want to say we could only have 2 of them out at a time. So the fact that we got that legendary that many times probably means they're probably going to have to throw in a bit more legendaries next time. Although we'll have to see what that actually means. But yeah, look at that. Auto Catapult. 3 instances of that one item. Holy bejeebus. Going down to the rarities section here, of course, rarities of common and rare dominated here because that was the 2 most prevalent container. But specials actually had a pretty healthy 17%. Epic at roughly only 6.2% with only 9 items in total, counting for the epic, and 3 legendaries, all of them being catapults. So really heavily represented there. But it still averages around 2% for everything in total, which is still kind of cool. Of course, of the type of items we hear, mostly decorations by a long shot, with destructible objects coming in at a close second. Third being mostly amusement rides, so a lot of those rides you can interact with. That's kind of cool, we got a lot of those. And then still kind of a high prevalence of these blocks that we don't really need, considering they're pretty cheap to craft, but alright. Still overall pretty cool though. At least you got a lot of decorations here, and that's actually kind of nice too, because it means that these developers are actually giving attention towards people who love crafting in this game and who love decorating their environments. So it's great they're actually trying to encourage that. I would love to see a kind of like a dev kit tool to come out that would allow players to create their own game modes or own maps, because if they already have the architecture in place to design and mess around with garages, they could easily make it so that they could have players design whole maps if they even wanted to. But I don't know, that'd be more of like a tertiary thing that they would have to try to heavily monetize in some aspect. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think down below about all these lovely data points. Again, this will be available to you guys for you to peruse around and look at yourself, or even just to aggregate into your own data sheet. But I think other than that, we'll call it good here. So let me all know what you think. And you know what? I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe. And bye-bye.